Hey, friends, we are fearless. Welcome to the This Fearless Life podcast with your host, Frances Young. I have created a mini series within season 5 of 3 badass babe conversations. Over the course of the summer of 2025, I took a break on trying to find what type of best guest to have on my podcast, as we've gone from my friends and family to Instagram besties that I meet just on the internet to medical astrologers to who else have we had on the podcast? Oh, comedians. We're on episode 2 of the mini part series, Deanna Scharpf. Deanna, you can roast me later if I got that wrong. We both know how much we love each other, but I have to tell you right now again at the beginning of this episode, I fucking love you so much. You, your husband, Charlotte, I am so blessed to have the 3 of you in my life, as well as your families, your friends. It just keeps getting better and better. So, of course, I had to have you on the podcast. One, to just let you share your story as a manifesting generator. I think your life is amazing. It has not been without trial and error, as you will find out through listening to Deanna's story, her life journey, and what it's like for someone who hasn't known me that long to witness me and my obsession of human design and astrology. And she's right there with me, toe to toe, day to day, being like, so what's up today? Where's the moon at? Just like Jamie. Jamie, I love you. I won't go any further into explaining who Deanna is, our conversation, our vibe as besties. So, Deanna, let's take it away. Hey, friends, we are fearless. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Frances Young, and today I have my best. I have Deanna Scharpf. See? I tried. She goes by Train with Dee. Dee, let's do an intro on you. Who are you? What do you do? I mean, we've got a lot to cover for you.
I feel like I'm a whole new person if you ask me that question pre-April. So I will get into who I am today, and then I think we're going to uncover who I was.
And why my
chart might explain how I am here today, because I just feel like I've been living like this double life up until April. My name is Deanna. I live in Toronto. I own my own fitness business, which is how we met, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
It's called Train with Dee, as you said. It's a personal training business. So premium personal training at your doorstep in Toronto is a vibe. I lived in New York last year. There's some trainers there. I have some trainers here in Toronto, and we're expanding like that. But strength training, functional fitness, running, all the fun things, nutrition.
And who else do you specialize with?
What do you mean? Oh, perinatal. Yes. Yes. Strength and functional fitness for the moms, the new moms, the pregnant moms, the postpartum moms as well. So I said running. I did say running.
Sorry.
There's so many things.
You do all the things training.
I think that's why I'm always like texting you and I'm like, yo, I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot going on, and I'm just like trying to still, since April, be like, where do I start every single day? How do I streamline these processes? Because it's been going so well, and that's so exciting.
It is.
But before April 10th, which is noted now as the best day of my life when I left corporate, my corporate insurance career of over 10 years, I started this fitness business. But before that, my whole life was so upside down from what it is now. I'm just so grateful to be like in this space, meeting people like you who are just like so grateful to be working in the sphere and the realm that we are. We help people every single day. It doesn't feel like a job, like certain parts of it do, whatever, the admin, the invoicing. It's fine though. It's just so much different. So
it makes up for it.
Yeah.
What we do and what we see, like literally transform in the moment, makes up for it.
Yeah.
April 10th, hey? I got to go back on the astrology of that day. I want to check. But I think it's also interesting that you had 10 years and it was the 10th day of April. That's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. It was 10 years in corporate insurance, 11 years in just like corporate. Ugh, exhausting just to think about it.
It does sound exhausting to think about it. I've never been in corporate. I just call it corporate land.
You are so you are so the opposite, and so am I.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, how did I last this long? I mean, I know how I lasted so long as the money, but like, it's different now. It's like, it's so much more rewarding to make $1 outside on your own.
It is.
Never mind more than that.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
How we met. Now, just the momentary backstory of my internal excitement for Dee now on my couch, talking about life and you being in my life, is you don't know that you needed a best friend in your 30s, that you didn't know you were going to meet in your 30s until a Deanna pops into your life.
No, literally, they always say you're so lucky when you meet someone in your 30s because we're just like fully formed human beings. Our frontal lobe has developed, right? Like, as I like to say, and I'm like, we don't have, like, we're on the same page. We're mature people and we make time for each other and we just bond.
And we just live life. And we vibe hard. How I like even just like
hard.
What my like birthday party into Deanna's house and was like, I think she'll be fine with it. We're friends already. That was like in August. We only met each other in May. And
A couple weeks in. No, a couple months.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's yours.
Basically, that's how we feel. And to also meet a person who is essentially at the same life stage. We're also the same age. Like I was like, this is insane and amazing.
Yeah.
I had to note that I have brought onto my podcast more recently are people that I have a really strong connection with. Maybe I don't know them fully because I haven't known them for 6 months yet. But the fact that, have we known each other for 6 months?
6 months this month. Oh, wow. Wait, 6 months on the 10th. Wait, I probably didn't meet you April 10th. That would be very aggressive of my career. Let's say 6 months.
Okay, fantastic. The thing about us both being trainers, I also didn't realize I needed a best friend to work with.
Yeah.
Our careers are such here, there, everywhere. We love that. We love to operate that way. When we get into human design, your human design is all of that, which is amazing. Feeling like there are 1,000 fires going at once, but I actually all want them going at once.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's okay that you paused.
No, it's so true. The day that I have a pause, I'm like, I'm lazy. Oh my God, I'm not succeeding. I'm not doing enough. And I'm like, but then other days I need to probably schedule a couple more breaks.
Or you just schedule a day in your week, which I think happened at a perfect moment for you, where you just spend it with your daughter.
Yeah.
Deanna also is a mom. Yeah. I've fallen in love with your 2-year-old. We know this, though.
She's the best.
She is.
I love her. She's funny. She's high energy.
Oh my God, she's a lot.
Yeah. I got her to dress in gray and white today, which was crazy because it's been only pink and purple for the last 3 weeks and Mama's running out of days to do laundry.
To have a best friend who also does your job and is going in the same life direction, I really want everyone to have that because that's necessary. We've done the Deanna today, all that you do, and you've said these are all the things that I train so far. And you've been training, like you started to have clients when you were, I'll just call it corporate land, when you were still having your corporate job. It wasn't like April 10th, you had 0 clients and the next day you had 20. You were starting this a little time ago. Who of, regardless of gender, but who's your fave so far to work with?
My favorite person, it doesn't matter gender. It doesn't matter if they're a mom, whoever. The main thing is that you're reliable and you're ready to show up and show up to show out. I am an intrinsically competitive person and I love training people that are really like, I'm like, what are your goals? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, we're going to work on it.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. You don't have to have that answer right away, but like someone that is very motivated by making those like shorter term goals and then just sticks to the plan, just consistency, right? And that's why a lot of people hire trainers is to
Exactly
is to have that motivation, and not everyone is blessed with so much motivation, I guess, like for the gym. Like we love the gym, right?
We're obsessed.
Or I love running. I'm falling out of an upper body day. And I know that I talked to you about that on Monday. There's certain things that, and it's fine, but I'm like, I used to be obsessed with, I want to get 10 pull-ups. Those wouldn't be my goals anymore. But to clients, I say that. So I like someone that is just really willing to put in the work and get strong, isn't scared to get strong. And that's the best person to train, I think, because it's really friggin' fun to see when someone just like explodes and they're like, what? I've never picked up more than 10 pounds. And I'm like, what? You're like hip thrusting like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
Let's
mean you
roll.
only picked up 10 or whatever it is, or doing push-ups? And it's just, you can tell like they change as a person when you do feel strong. It builds confidence.
Yeah.
And it makes such a transformative.
And over the years, for how you felt training change your body for the different things that you've told me that you've been through physically, let alone becoming a mom. And when you see that in real life and you live it every day with your clients and they're super, I'm into this shit. And you see the transition from I'm scared to I feel fucking fearless doing this thing.
Yeah, fearless.
I had to bring that into the conversation. It's really awesome.
It's the best part of the job. 100%. I think if the answer for many trainers is not something similar to just like really see your client succeed, I think you're going to have an uphill battle with the job because there are clients that come to you and they're like, I just want to lose 5-10 pounds. My wedding's 3 months from now.
I've had
like
probably more than one hand's worth of counting clients that have done that over the years. Yeah.
And like I just finished with one and that's fine because sometimes it depends on like timing and budget and everything like that. But it's a lifestyle switch. So helping them make that switch is really cool.
I feel like you were definitely already living the trainer lifestyle prior to meeting you because after I had met you and you left corporate, you were within your first month for sure. Because I remember that.
Yeah.
And you being able to go between studios already and someone who has been in this industry for 10 years, done a lot of different shit. Okay, this will be the first piece that I bring human design into this.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Yes. Another way in which I slowly infiltrate human design into all of my people's lives is I'm like, these are the ways we're the same. We have something that is exactly the same in our design that's called profile. It describes our personality. It describes how we see ourselves in the moment, and then as well the way that the world sees us operate. Ours is the exact same. It's a 1-3. Our life is trial and try again. Again and again and again and again and again. We're obsessed with knowing. You're super obsessed with running. When we're running, Deanna will go, so I was listening to this running podcast as we're running, and I'm like, this is awesome. Give me the deets. Then trying a new studio to train at, trying a new way in which you're going to teach your moms in the park each week, or literally we just don't stop on it. It's our life on repeat. For a long time, at least myself, prior to knowing my design personally, I was like, why isn't this working? Why didn't this location work? I was on the back end of, why can't I get something to stick? Even though stuff was sticking, I just didn't realize the overall, it's okay. I'm supposed to do it 1,000,001 ways. And you already at the beginning having training in New York and here, and I was like, she's doing it and she's doing it again. I was so impressed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That to me is just how I've always lived. Like I've always had 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I've always done so many different things that's working out.
It's working out.
Yeah.
I would say it's working out.
Yeah.
Now, this is a question back to you. Do you feel and interesting on some of our other astrological placements that are similar? This is where all my nerdiness will legit come out that I don't think you've seen come out all at once before. As you look at my transit. Anyways, you are a Leo rising. I am a Leo sun. And we actually do light up a room. But we sometimes have a bit of a complex within ourselves, how we speak to ourselves of, oh, am I going to be too big? Am I going to be too loud doing the thing? In trying and just doing things over and over again for yourself. Have you ever felt the, oh my God, is anybody going to take this, going to do this, going to kind of complex?
I think in the past, I used to struggle a lot with that. I feel like I am someone who you could say the meanest thing to my face. If I don't know you, it'll run off my back. I literally don't give a fuck.
This is one of the reasons why I love you so much.
It doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
flip me off on the street because I cut you off. Doesn't matter. I mean, that's small. You can think I did something completely wrong on social media. Doesn't matter. You don't know me. It's not the right way to live. Probably not. But I do think like in social settings, I feel like I still am a bit, but like I'm very big. Like I'm a very big personality for sure. But now I'm always like, okay, let's take it back a bit. Let's let other people speak. I want to hear about other people because I'm always like, I always want to make friends. I always want to learn and socialize. And it's not like I don't know how to socialize, but sometimes I walk away from it and I'm like, Alex, did I take up? Am I too strong of a personality? And my husband is always like, no, this is what I love.
Yep.
But you're intimidating to some people because of that. I think especially with coaching is just like letting clients speak and like me not just overtaking the conversation on like my expectations or my experience or my level of history or what the next client similar to them, what they did and what they accomplished. I think that's actually one of the best soft skills that I learned from corporate is to let the others talk because you can learn so much and just let it flow and then determine how you're going to respond. I think that comes with age and maturity.
I think so as well.
Like
thinking about my own life in that moment context. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell 21-year-old Dee that no, I wouldn't have cared, but I genuinely, of course, care about every single person that's in my life, but like the little things I don't really overthink. I don't stay up at night. I'm not anxious about that stuff anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's very true. I want to do another kind of change of life question, and then we'll go down some other rabbit hole.
I'm so impressed you have these questions like memorized.
I have a very odd memory. Now, everyone does because we remember things that are nerdy to us.
Yeah.
I can remember people's birthdays, birth times, and where, because I do need to know those types of things specifically to uncover someone's graph and their energy. As soon as I look at graphs, I will remember particulars about them. Even if I do or don't write it down, I've gotten certain things written down. But once I start, you just saying like you've learned a lot through learning how to listen. I have learned over the years that overall I was a good listener. I'll pick up certain cues from what people are saying, remember what I saw in the chart and be like, this is the exact, those types of things I'm really good at remembering.
No, I know that. I know that about you. You are dead on every single time. Fran has read my sister's, her friends, my husband's, other friends' charts. And I'm like, you literally don't know these people. And what you're saying is so dead on.
It's scary.
And then also you'll meet someone and not do their chart and be like, they're definitely a this. And then that's right. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm so confused. How do you know this? I know that you're nerdy like that. That's crazy. And it's good. That's why you're good at this.
Exactly. It's why it's a skill of mine.
Yes.
You had a completely different life now being full immersed personal trainer, entrepreneur. To me, I literally cannot picture that vibe of you at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's because
every client says that too. Yeah. They're all like, what? You used to do corporate insurance? And I'm like, yes, baby.
I just think I don't picture you at a computer all day. It's not that I think I 1,000% believe that you would kick any corporate whoever's off their ass on sales, whatever, to get shit done. You would be the person to want to have on the team, hands down. You sitting at a desk going... my brain goes to cubicle land, but I'm like, that's not Dee.
Cubicle land. No, and it wasn't me. I think I had the best job for me in corporate insurance because I wasn't sitting behind a desk all day. It was events. It was
okay.
It was events. It was presentations. It was marketing efforts. It was not just like a 9 to 5 type. Like I could never do that. I was an underwriter at one point, which is like analyzing the risk and then providing a quote. Oh my God, so boring. I hope no underwriters are listening. It's a great career and my brother does it. All the love.
They know the life that they choose.
I did it for 3 years and it taught me a lot. The thing is with all this insurance experience, I feel like I left at the exact right time. I have so much good experience from corporate, and now I'm seeing it with being able to multitask like so many different realms of growth for Train with Dee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's relatable to how I did it with events and like all that kind of stuff with insurance before. So
It's amazing. One thing, we'll go basic and then we'll go to some cool shit. How I prep for podcasts these days as well, just so people know, is I will look at someone's chart. I'll look at also their astrological chart. So human design, astrological chart, they are two different things. I'll look at those together and I'll pick pieces apart. I'm like, I think I should read this on what it says in their graph. And I think I'll read this and look at the timing of where transits are right now. Then I'll pick up on what they're saying in the conversation on the day. And then I'm like, oh, you need to hear this. Oh, it literally starts to feel like a reading, as if you were a client of mine coming to me saying, yeah, Fran, what's my design? Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So the three basics, I've talked to you about you being a manifesting generator and just like what the vibe is to be a manifesting.
And Jen, it's okay. We're all up with the derms here. It's a man, Jen.
And what about you? Pay attention to my posts. Thank you.
I'm a man, Jen.
You are a man, Jen. I also look at the synergy of charts, how charts come together, what it feels like, and why people jive and why they don't. Our charts combined fully form the whole thing.
Whoa. Should we get married?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I'm already
What
the
does that
third wheel
mean?
in your family anyways.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is that not typical? Is that atypical to like?
It's not typical.
Wow. Okay.
In a human design graph, there are 9 triangles and squares.
Yeah.
Our energy combined fills all 9.
Mic drop.
Literally. Which is super cool. My graph is not as filled in as yours. So 9 triangles and squares colored in. One of the coolest things you said to me very early on in getting to know each other, which is, Fran, you're pretty emotionally like calm and set. Whereas my whole life I was like up, down like a yo-yo emotionally and just like how I see myself.
Roller coastery.
Yeah. What it means to have more triangles and squares colored in your graph is that you're a very energetic, but just grounded human. And so initially seeing that on your graph, I was like, this is why I feel really calm around Dee, because she's also really calm. You've mentioned
energetic and grounded is a very interesting way to describe someone. And I like that.
You 100% are. 1,000%. Why you're able, specifically as well as a manifesting generator, but there are 4 parts to a graph that are actually energy centers in our body. You have all 4 of them, just so you know. So why some days you're like, I need to keep doing all the things. Those centers are still like being like, let's go. Why are you sitting down? Even when you need to sit down.
What are the centers called?
There is the root center, which actually in our physical body is linked to our adrenal glands. You've got that defined. They're always going to be able to kick in and help you out. I doubt, unless you are doing things you don't like, that you would put yourself into adrenal fatigue or burn yourself out too much.
No, I don't. Like, I might feel tired, but I have so much respect for my boundaries. We don't burn out. I have a high threshold, yes, but I don't have time to burn out.
No.
It's crazy.
With all the things, let alone what I always bring myself back to is Deanna's a mom. I always just bring that back because that's always the forefront once you become a mom.
Yeah.
There's the root center. There's the sacral center. That's something that we share. That's related to our gut, our sex organs, because it's just above our pelvis. That's always like 2,000% for you from the generatorness in you. That's the only battery I have.
You have.
Mm-hmm. Then you've got, this is something I haven't mentioned to you yet that I'm really happy that this is day 1 of mentioning this to you. Yeah. Is you have what's called a defined ego. What does that initially sound like to you?
I'm just thinking of the Beyonce song Ego. Like, she's got a big ego.
Yeah.
Such a big ego.
I love that you just brought music into this because we are music people together.
Defined ego.
I don't know. What that means is you have motivation 24/7.
Okay.
In human design language, the way that we talk about defined ego, when I see that, not a lot of people have it. 20% of the world population.
What?
Yeah, I don't have defined ego. So when I'm around people that have defined ego, like earlier on, you texting me, let's do it. Let's go for the run. I'm like, hang on. What does my body need? That was one of the things that went through my head. What do I need?
You don't want to you don't want to go to the track with 500 children this morning? That's not going to serve you?
Nope. Not all the time.
To be fair, I didn't know that was happening, but it's a good choice. It's a good choice. You didn't.
I think it was a good choice for me today.
And that's you protecting your peace too.
So
that's good. And I respect that.
Yeah. Then there are moments where I can just see defined ego in you. That's, of course, I'm going to have this for my business, this for my business, this for my life, then also buy a house and start being the general contractor for my house. I'm like, because you have all of these goals and you're going to get them done. Defined ego sets them. And when they accomplish them, it adds to your energy.
Does it mean I'm goal oriented?
More so than other humans, in that your system drives you differently than mine in regards to doing the goal, accomplishing the goal. I still have my own goals, but my energy, because ego is an energy center, wanes on how much it's driving me every day. Yours is like in the driver's seat always.
Okay. No, that tracks.
I had to realize looking at your chart today that you had defined ego. I was like, of course she does.
No, this makes sense. 6 days postpartum, I created a postpartum guide for other moms. I can't stop, won't stop.
Ta-da. Ta-da. Then the last one is emotional center. The solar plexus for you is colored in. So that makes you what we call an emotional in human design. It's also a place where you get energy from. Sometimes working out when you're super frustrated or upset, whatever emotion you're feeling, is really healthy for you. It's actually changing the emotion in a healthy way, but also dispersing the energy because it's built up in your system.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I feel like I've told you, but I feel like I'm going to say it better today. When someone is born, where the sun is, you are a Gemini sun.
Yeah.
But like first day of Gemini.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some magazines call me a Taurus.
Nah, you a Gemini. For sure.
For sure.
Of all the Geminis I know, I would definitely say you're a Gemini. And I say that it's not a laughing about all the qualms that we could say or the shitty parts about whatever zodiac sign you are. I really don't like the way that the world says the shitty things about zodiacs.
You always focus on the positives of every sign. It's okay to, joke around that I have 2 personalities.
2 lives. Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
2 personalities is better than 1. Where I'm going with this is where the sun is when we're born. On a human design graph, when you look at it, it's got a bunch of numbers. 1 to 64. And that actually correlates with our genes and DNA. We won't go that scientific today, but that's why there are 64. You have number 20 as where the sun is when you were born.
Okay.
Number 20, there are always like names for what these numbers are. They essentially are, the way that we say it in human design land is they're gifts. They're things that we are given when we are born, that we as a human and live our life brings these gifts out of us. And 20, so where the sun is our most prevalent gift. It's the one that we are trying to live the most. If for anyone listening, once I say what yours is and what it means, if they haven't already realized that Deanna is exactly this for literally how you've even spoken on this podcast right now, I'm like, then you don't know. It's crazy how human design is just so accurate.
It is. It's spooky.
It's so spooky.
Yeah.
Yours is called truth telling with sparkle.
You mean I'm nice, but I say it how it is? Is that what that means?
That's exactly what it means.
That's me, baby. For better or worse.
For better or worse. We've already started to tell the story of how we met, but I will do it from my perspective now. You cut the fluff about everything in life. You just tell it like it is, but you say it in a way, regardless of even, of your reaction. Oops. But yet not oops, because it's so you in how you say it.
Yeah.
But I feel like even just your presence has said that since the day that I met you. When we met, I specifically remember the moment. I wasn't supposed to go into the gym at that time when I met you, just so you know.
You were sitting down at the white chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was waiting for a client, or I wasn't supposed to be there for at least another half hour. I went early.
Yeah.
You were there, you were just coming out of a session, and it was either an initial, because it was like the first few days that you'd been in there, you're behind the table, then you came up pretty quick, and then you pointed at the sign of myself on the wall and was like, "You're Fran, I want to stretch."
Yeah.
That's one of the first things you said to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I got super excited because nobody looks at those signs, just so you know.
I do.
You do. Of course you do, because you don't miss it.
Because I'm on the board.
Yeah.
We all got to look at what did you write? That's what I did. What did you guys write on these boards? How do I do this?
That trial and error. I'm going to try to copy someone else and see what they did, but on purpose, not in a negative way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's schedule it on the spot. In that moment, within half an hour, we'd scheduled your stretch. I learned that you were doing your second or first half marathon.
Fifth. I've done 5.
Okay, you've done a lot. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
But postpartum 2.
Okay, there's
that
where
might have
I
been
was.
where 2 came from.
Got it.
Yep.
You were just about to do it like within a week.
Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah. Then it was in May.
Yeah.
We met early May.
Yep.
I think is what happened.
I met you before your birthday.
Yeah.
We had a stretch within 2 days. I always, as a recap for humans, I'm also a stretch therapist.
Yeah, which is the most relaxing thing ever. And it feels so good. And you should get a stretch by Fran immediately if you're in the GTA.
And also, I should probably stretch you again. Anyways, the first 30-minute conversation, I don't really remember what we got to. I probably mentioned human design. Mm-hmm. I know I actually did your human design, but by the time we were done, of course I did.
Yep.
Then I was like, okay. I initially was like, let's see if like we keep hanging out, whatever. For me, because I've worked at this point, and I'm sure for yourself of when you've come across trainers prior to becoming a full-time trainer, we're not aloof, but because we usually have so many balls in the air, for me now at a certain point, I'm like, I don't know if we'll actually have work time together. I don't know if we'll actually train together. I like don't hold an expectation anymore to, is this person going to start being in my life? Because I've just been around so many. They've all come and gone, which is also fine. And all of a sudden we started, I remember the first time we trained together too. And I was like, on the inside,
you're like,
so fucking happy.
You're like, oh, I found someone who is also strong and fast.
And who also just wants to train, who's fun. Those two things.
Yeah.
Hadn't had that in my life in many years.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be around badass female energy because you also don't find that every day.
No. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And so then here we are. So 20, I know you're never going to not tell the truth on life. That's just the way the cookie crumbles for you.
That is the way the cookie crumbles. It's just not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speak the truth, live the truth. Then you're living with no regrets. It's kind of my vibe.
3 things are coming into my brain. We have something that's called definition in human design. What definition means is how we need and feel a desire to sometimes make a decision with other people helping us. You have what's called a triple split. I'll tell you what that means. I have what's called a small split. And some people have single definition. I have not looked to triple check what Alex's is, which is Dee's husband. I'm 90% positive he has single definition.
Why am I triple?
So triple split, what that means is that your body can still, it's fully deciding by itself, but it will sometimes want to speak an idea or speak, I think I'm trying to decide between these different things, even though you have this innate in the back of your brain, I'm probably going to go with this one. You are still looking for some, it's not the opinion piece of others. It's the, I'm trying to hear myself out loud, but I need to say it to others. You have legit done that with me like every single day.
Can you give me an example?
You deciding dresses at Fitzroy. 100%. You're like, I still know, I think it's going to be this one.
Okay, so you're saying I like weigh my options.
You weigh your options, but it's literally to speak it aloud on purpose. There's just like something about another example. Certain ideas coming into you for, okay, let's do this collaboration. You're thinking, okay, I could collab with these people in this way. XYZ, but I'm still going to get somebody else's opinion. Maybe Alex, maybe Fran, because maybe she's done this before.
Yeah.
Like your brain and body kind of knows where it wants to go, but it also wants to just put it out there to see what it means, to see what others say, and then assimilates the way that it needs to. It's just getting enough feedback from your external environment in certain ways about certain things. And some stuff I know you can decide on the spot. We all can, 1000%. It likes this little extra
Big Mac meal with Fries and a Coke.
Yeah.
That's it. Easy.
Hands down.
Yeah.
But if there's a moment where you're like, oh, this is a new thing that I haven't done yet,
Yes.
or I just need
Yeah.
that extra moment.
Pops up when I know I'm not expert. So I think one of the best things you can do, and it's like, like you said, we bought a house. I don't know what I'm doing. For me, I'm like, Alex, I have 20 contractors coming by. I need to interview every single one of them and figure out all of our options. That's just how I approach things, which is exhausting. But in my opinion, you're just going to waste money if you don't do that. That's how I approach everything.
Yep.
I'm just like, what has stuck for other experts in the field? Or what is your experience with this? It could be buying a car. It could be buying a house. It could be training someone. It could be collabing, whatever it is. I'm always like, I'm not expert. Please help me.
Please help me. That's the triple split coming through. I want to know all of these. I am putting out, and I need to know this one investigator thing to go back to profile too. You're like, if I'm not the expert, I need to become the expert because I actually want to.
Yeah.
I'm also going to, because I'm a triple split, my body is just naturally going to ask everyone.
Yeah.
The more that I realize I'm like a single split, I just need that. Also, again, I need to put it out there. I don't necessarily put it out there to like a million. I'm not saying that you put it out to a million people, but like I'll put it out to my grandma consistently. That's my one person. Okay, this is going on. I need your moment. Can you give me your moment back? This will go perfectly into this thing. So we're gonna
transition.
I transitioned on to another topic in both your astrology as well as what it reads in your human design for these numbers that are important for us, mentioning that number 20 is where the sun is when you are born. Our moon sign relates to our emotional needs. And in human design, your number for your moon sign is 60. It's a Capricorn moon. Capricorn moon, if you don't have anybody in your life that doesn't have a Capricorn moon, please get one. They're the most emotionally rational people you've ever met, and you need one.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, yeah.
You guys feel big emotion like everybody else in zodiac land and chirping people. People are like, oh, Capricorns don't have any emotion. No, they're just really good at holding down the fort while feeling everything. That's what they're best at emotionally. At least that's how I see it. We're having a very different experience. We won't go into mine. But number 60, what the gift of that is having an intolerance to roadblocks. If there's anything that feels like it's coming up and is blinkers or you need to go in this direction, Deanna's shaking her head.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say not a toxic trait at all. It could be viewed as that in some ways, maybe you don't take no for an answer as a quality that helps you in every single goddamn aspect of your life. You want somebody in your corner I'm going to find the way regardless of what's coming up in front of me.
Do you not think you do that?
I think I do. I think I have a different approach than you. I think I do the thing and think later, and you think as you're doing.
Maybe. Okay.
Would you say that I have an intolerance to roadblocks?
It's hard to say. I think you're so flowy. You're such a go with the flow person that I'm like, I think that's a way that you cope with roadblocks in a way too, because you're just so easy to be around and easy to live life that maybe a roadblock to you isn't a roadblock to the next person.
I would say that about myself.
I honestly think so, because I feel like what some people might be like very negative or distraught over or exhausted from, you're just like, like you're so like positive about it. What'd you say? Positive Penny?
I'm definitely a positive Penny, but not in I was hearing certain words yesterday that hadn't been brought back into my sphere in a while. I'm definitely not the toxic positivity person. I'm not the like everything's sunshine and rainbows, because as an internal experience to Fran pre-recording today, I was in some serious rage.
Today?
But, yeah. And I think that's partially just because I haven't been able to have my own physical outlet today. I've purposely chosen to rest because I'm actually fucking sore.
Like one day.
I know, right?
Lord, you took a 15-kilometer run on Sunday and then biked forever across the city.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Other things in my system that are raging, but
Okay.
the flow, I can't wait to look back on this conversation when we're even 40 in comparison to say when we're 50 and being, I didn't give two shits or I gave no fucks at 33.
Now I really don't.
Yeah, now I really don't.
Yeah.
There's definitely a certain amount of maturity of you meeting me at this point in my life that I was go with the flow before, but I had a certain like amount of people around me that were dimming my type of flow.
Yeah.
You've definitely met me at a time where I'm just like, okay, if this isn't working, we're going to flow over here. And if this feels right, we're going to start doing this. I wasn't running pre-summer and now I somehow run 3 times a week and I'm keeping up with you.
It's insane.
I know. I'm surprised by myself every week.
Yep.
An intolerance to roadblocks. And as soon as I reread that today, I was like, whoa. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything out of I've mentioned so far that you're like, Fran, extrapolate on this? Or I'll go in another direction.
Keep going. Keep going.
We're both trainers. And the piece for me that I love so much about human design is the fact that it says, okay, these are some nuances about diet. These are some nuances about how your energy can flow in a day, depending on energy type. I tie this into training now. When I know that a client's a projector and they have a certain amount of arrows going in a certain direction and a certain authority, I'll train them in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
When I have a client and they've got a kid and I know the kid's energy type as well, I'm like, okay, so I know this energy's around them and going to affect them in a different way. I relooked at your arrows and I relooked at in human design, there's something called digestion, which describes how our body wants to eat and take in food.
This is very interesting to me because I don't know if I've ever given how I eat or when I eat much thought.
We actually both have a similar digestion in a certain way. The very first piece about it is that it's inconsistent. What this means is for us is that some days we're going to eat everything in sight. And some days we feel like we barely actually need any food. Would you say that this feels somewhat right for you?
Before, you will say you have a day and you're not hungry.
Yeah.
I would say I am damn near almost always ravenous. But I get that. And I feel like I used to be more like that. I feel like now, because I train so hard, that there's almost never a time for me just like to be like, I'm not that hungry. I just feel like especially with running, if I'm underfueled, I will perform really poorly.
100%.
But I do ebb and flow through, of course, like cravings or like wanting a certain type of like maybe a richer meal. I could never eat the same thing every day. I'm not someone like that ever.
That's a very also manifesting generator thing because you're excited by lots of different things. Manifesting generators usually they have some mainstays. Like the certain meats they love, the certain this they love, the certain dish that brings them. You were also like, I'm a pancakes household. And I'm like, okay, another reason why we're friends.
For life. Pancakes for life.
Certain things are very particular, but never kind of having the same meal, never feeling like your food prep is always the same or just not food prepping at all.
Okay.
But the amount at which you train definitely, of course, means you're going to eat more as a whole. The fact that it has this waning to it.
The days I don't train, I do not train Thursdays. I rarely train Saturdays. I eat less.
Yeah.
For sure. Is that my energy type? Is that me also knowing like what my body needs on those days and being like
we can
an educated professional too on macronutrient profiles,
and just responding to how hungry your body is.
Yeah.
What it says in our design specifically about digestion is so nuanced that at a certain point in life, we know we're already doing it, that we don't have to think twice. Even like for me today, knowing my specific digestion, just knowing the simple, I'll be hungry and then not. I like my particulars. The medical astrology behind what we eat is super awesome. And we'll go down that rabbit hole another day on a podcast. Anyways, we figure it out as we go along. And then we just naturally do it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
The key, though, about yours, I'll go for 2 things that I don't know if I've ever really asked you this question before. Do you like sitting in a busy restaurant? Do you, because it's so particular, your digestion, there's a few different types of digestion. My word is closed taste. It's very particular. I won't go into it in this moment. Yours is, it just gives me the word low. What that means is that the frequency of noise, the frequency of light, the frequency of just energy around you when you eat specifically, you want it, your body is craving an environment that's not as stimulating.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I answer that from, a date night or like a friend's birthday. I want to go somewhere that's popping.
Yeah.
But if I could, my dream dinner would be girl dinner on the couch, dim lights. The Rookie is on Netflix and no one is fucking bothering me. So that's what low means. That's what it means. And that would be ideal. It's just not.
Yeah.
That's not my life. It's too stimulating right now between a dog and then the child throwing food everywhere and things. We don't go out to eat that much either. So it's always just at home, usually like a home cooked meal.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to suit us now. I think before we used to go out all the time, but it's just a different phase of life.
Just different.
Yeah.
And this, again, it's the particulars of the nuance that, as long as specifically to energy type, to our life, what's in front of us as a manifesting generator, because as we both operate in this way to an extent, is that we have to see it. We have to be told, do you want ribs? Do you want salad? Do you want burger? Do you want chicken? We like the very particular questions as opposed to, honey, what do you want for dinner?
That's true.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we've had conversations of this showed up at about dinner time and I was just done with that.
Yeah.
I was done with that open-endedness way of trying to think about my day. It needs to be concise.
I have a hard time with everyone in my family, I feel like, can't make a decision. And I'm like,
you are very good at making decisions.
Quite decisive.
Yeah. Of people in my life right now that I can like clock immediately, who is the most decisive? I would probably say Deanna.
Yeah. Alex would say that too. That's why he's like, be the GC. He's like, you can make 80 decisions a day, right? Maybe. I've never
tried.
Never had to. But
do I want to?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't know, babe.
I've definitely never mentioned this piece. Two things that I have the three basics on human design haven't even gone down yet.
Okay, honey. Honey baby. Sweetie pookie.
We boo in it. There is something that when we eat, we know when we eat healthy, or healthy for our body is another way that I'll word that sentence. We can train. We feel like we just flow through our day. Like we're not even worried about food.
Yeah.
I love not worrying about food. I don't know about you, but like if I can forget that I have to eat, great. Because I just want to keep doing life. And because sometimes eating is annoying. And as much as I love food, but there will be this kind of ability and sixth sense that will just get turned on for us. Everyone has a different one. The reason why I'm bringing it up is we have the same one, which I think is cool.
Okay.
What it is it's called inner vision.
Okay.
What this means is that we actually live in our brains as though we're in a movie. This is the way I think about it all the time. And I am able to dream up what my day looks like, what I feel like my house wants to look like, this kind of like bigger sense that we feel is our reality. And we like to live there. Sometimes we don't like to live in the moment of, okay, I'm in traffic and have to go get my kid, which everybody can relate to that. Yes. But there's like a different essence for us when we are jiving, eating and just feeling high on life. We are able to come up with the better vision and reality of our life in our mind. And then it immediately will then start to transpire in our life. How this has happened for me is the types of clients that I have brought into my life since meeting you have all been the types of clients I have dreamt of having for years that I haven't had for such a period of time. It's been very interesting. I think to myself of like different things that I'm dreaming up in my life of, I now go big on, okay, what types of clients do I want to be working with? And picturing, okay, I'm stretching people on a beach, or just the ways in which I want to feel in my home, what my next home will look like, what my partner will look like all of these things. So I guess with relaying this information to you at this stage for all these like things that you're about to create, dream bigger. Be in your head about what else you want to vision because you've got the vision inside and it'll come out without you realizing it. Does that resonate for you, dreaming about things in your life?
Yes. I've always dreamed big, and I think that's why I've made it so far. I know you don't love the word manifestation. I personally love it.
I mean, please go there.
Yeah. I think it's like, another word for exactly what you're describing in the sense of like, where does your mind go? What do you dream of? How do you achieve that? I just think that's exactly what's happened since April. I've put out a whole slew of goals, not just financial, but I have massive goals that I want to achieve before the end of the year. Right. It's a constant work in progress, and some have already been checked off, and that's great. But between my husband and I, and then like friends supporting, my family supporting, and everything you can achieve, I think a lot more than you may have ever thought. When I quit corporate, I found, I'm so sometimes into like really cheesy quotes, but someone was like, work so damn hard, it doesn't make sense not to be successful. And I think that's maybe a little bit too intense, but it works for me.
Hey, that's what you need.
And I'm just like, yeah, like it wouldn't make sense that I don't get the right clientele if I put everything I've got into rebuilding the SEO on my website or to putting in hundreds of networking hours in the community or doing some free things up front so that I can get my foot in the door in the right places. And it's all just transpiring to be already 6 months in. The first month is slow in entrepreneurship, but even the first couple.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like low key freaking out a bit, but I think just constantly eye on the prize. I always am. I write out the goals. I achieve the goals. That resonates.
Love that.
What you're saying.
Inner vision's a really powerful one. When I was first like learning about it for myself, what does this feel like for me? My background being in dance and feeling like a very piece of me that not everybody sees, but they see the outside of what it's like when they watch me on stage, is that I create this world in my mind as to how I'm going to look, how it's going to feel, and then I'm doing it and it's there and it's happening. Nobody sees that internal process. And if you try to describe it to somebody, they're like, oh, you're crazy. What? How do you see that? How are you that thing? I don't know. It just is. Our reality and what's in our brain then becomes our reality. To me,
I always think it's interesting too that people just think it happens. Oh, she's lucky.
No.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is taking like, I would, once again, that is exactly a perfect example of something I could not care less about.
Yeah.
Someone's feedback that has no clue what the amount of effort, but she probably just had these clients come by and knock on her door or something like that. Like what? That's not how this shit works. Putting in that amount of effort and then really taking it all the way, like the 100 steps before you post about it to share a quick success story or whatever. Instagram's always a highlight reel.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Very much.
We could definitely, this would be a 5 to 7 hour.
I mean,
event.
We're sitting here enjoying each other company and I'm just riffing off random things and then we're just having fun with it.
Yes, sir.
There are also environments that are described in human design that we gravitate towards, that we feel the best in. This is where I'm now going.
The beach.
I thought mine is actually shores, which describes a beach. Funny enough. Yeah. It's similar. Yours is mountains. Do you like physical mountains?
Who doesn't like a mountain? I mean, come on. There's no mountains in Ontario, so
yeah.
What do you mean? Okay.
So what that actually means is it means you are in an environment, wherever, even in this house, in this moment.
Yep.
But where you feel like you have a point of view where you can see what's going on.
That's what you meant by mountain. Okay.
You don't necessarily have to feel like you're the one in control of the environment. You don't own a space as to which you are the sole trainer of, or that's your gym. You always go to other places where you can see what's happening. Renting a space or going to someone else's gym or going to somebody else's house. This can even pertain to like in a house, living on the second floor, having certain things on the second floor that you need to have up top, whether it's bedroom, whatever it is. But like having this higher perspective in different aspects of your life, I would definitely say Even the track we run on is on a hill. I've thought about this today. Right? It's kind of cool. Besides being like, do you like physical mountains? In a room, do you?
I thought you were going with this.
No.
I was like, what? There's no mountains around here. I'm screwed.
No, don't worry. It doesn't mean, it can actually mean that because my best friend legit has mountains and she is obsessed with them.
Right.
It's context. It also means in a room, you're the person that kind of likes to just observe everything, sometimes being the fly on the wall. I see you as sometimes that person of being able to be as much as I know you like to be in the thick, but I can also see that you like to have, it's the greater perspective of something.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. That makes sense to me. I think I could probably always do a better job at being a little bit of a more silent bystander. But maybe that also goes into like my, as I joke with you in the past about my authority complex. And I have an authority complex in the sense of like when I worked in corporate, so many people are above me and I have no power and I just felt like so useless. Now doing my own thing, I'm not like above anyone per se, but I get to call the shots. I get to make my own
Which
way.
is one also perfect for manifesting generator energy, because manifesting generators as a whole, any of you listening, you probably don't like to be told what to do. I don't like to be told what to do, and I'm a generator, but there's other reasons for that.
No. You're so different. Like even a workout, I'll be like, hey, you want to do this? And you're like, yeah, I can't do that as well as you.
And I don't go along with it because you ask. My energy is actually designed more to go along with it, 100%. I think a dynamic on how our friendship works, but also just as there are certain energies that take control. One thing I haven't even mentioned, manifesting generators have to talk all the time. They actually do. You have a defined throat center. If you're not speaking what's going on, what you need, what's happening inside your brain.
My daughter must be a manifest.
She is. She is.
Holy schmokus.
Yeah.
It's not a quiet household anymore.
It's how it's meant to come out.
Yeah.
Last piece.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up. I'm quoting Jamie Glassman in that moment. So Jamie, if you listen to this one, you're welcome. The last piece that I always make sure that people know about their design, or at least start to think to themselves, oh, when I'm deciding this, maybe I'll listen to this idea, is that's going to be my voice inside your head later, is we have a part of our body that is helping us decide everything. When to leave our house, what to eat, when to pick up Shar, anything, literally any decision. And ours is somewhat similar, but it's also different because you have your solar plexus colored in, being an emotional. You legit can say to anyone, give me a hot second because I can't decide right now.
Yeah. Of course. What? Not everyone can say that?
Mine's the opposite.
What? What do you say?
Mine is if I don't know in the moment, it's a no.
Oh, like I'll think on it?
In that
you'll just say no.
Yep.
But that's a superpower.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It totally is. Even if yours is a no, but you still need that moment to think about it. It's what it's called is an emotional authority. And your emotions, regardless of where they are, if high, low, medium, somewhere in between, whatever, they are giving you intel on the decision. And if it's so-called not the fuck yes, it's a fuck no, you could just need a night to decide. Legit, I will purposely ask you the night before if you want to run the next day, depending on whatever's happening. I'll ask you well beforehand so that you can decide. You can take your time purposely because I know, wow, this is the weird nerdiness about when you know people's designs and you're trying not to life by knowing people's designs. This is where I think I get creepy. Yeah. It'll just come up in me of also planning my life because I'm that way, just like you. If you don't know, the emotional authority gets to be like, let me get back to you. So all the house things, if you don't know in them, actually, you really won't know in the moment. Keep being like, I'm going to decide. This is why you're also talking to 20 people.
Yeah. That's also why I need a nap.
I'm only laughing because, yeah, of course you need a nap.
Yeah.
Because you're just manifesting, generating the world.
The world to take over.
Did you feel like you learned things today?
Yeah, I did feel like I learned things today like crazy. I don't introspect. I don't have any understanding to what human design is up until May of this year.
Literally.
And I'm like, what is this? I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
But you are so dead spot on with every single thing you say. It's unbelievable. I'm like, what crystal ball are you reading out of? And it's just amazing. It's amazing to hear. And I always find it very complimentary too. Like you're not like pulling out negatives, but just making observations on just like the strengths of you, why you're like this, why you might act certain ways. I think it's helpful. And I also understand why you do it with your clients because not one client is the same. And that's what makes our job so difficult. It's not just past injuries or experience. It's who they are, right?
Literally who they are. And for me, at least coming from a period of time in my life when I was initially becoming a trainer and had somewhat lost dancer identity.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a niche because this is what our industry tells us. Oh, I should be postpartum. I should be runner. I should be nutritionist. I should add all these accolades on to being a trainer because I'm not trainer enough. Yeah. I was obsessed with finding a niche and I was having a really hard time finding one. And then fell out of that, became a gym owner instead. And then that gym was my baby. And then got out of that life and then was like, now what? And human design popped in. I was very scared to be very open, to be very nerdy about it because it was different. It was a combination of things that people talk about behind closed doors with regards to feeling like they can tell the future or tell things about people that they're like, how the fuck do you know that about me? And I'm like, I'm just reading this shit. Because if your birth time's right, I'm reading you. The more that I've been authentic about it, the more that the right conversations happen, the more of the right people I bump into, that who knows where it's going to go. So I appreciate you.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. I appreciate you hands down from the day one that I met you, embracing it as much as you've embraced me.
Yeah, of course. Dude. Of course.
You're like, of course I would.
I think everyone should listen to this podcast and it should go worldwide. You're going to be Mrs. Worldwide with Pitbull.
Timberland.
Timberland.
Yeah. It's going down. We're going down. We have car dance parties all the time, folks.
Yeah.
Dee, thank you for being on my podcast.
Thank you.
And also, I'm going to put all of your contact information in the show notes.
Okay.
Because mi casa, su casa. Literally. Dee and I should be trainers that run the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be helpful for the world.
It really would be.
Right? People need good trainers.
And we remind people that they are fearless.